Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to another season of Bellarmine football, the dawn of a new era. The Bellarmine Bells, under first-year head coach and Bellarmine alum David Diaz-Infante, taking the field for the first time against Menlo-Atherton, a school they traditionally face in the non-conference season. Hey, folks, Kevin Dan alongside Joe Giacalone, class of 2025. Kevin Dan, I am a class of 05. 20-year difference between us. But Joe, a new look team, new head coach, a new era for Bellarmine football.
Yeah, this is really exciting. You know, a lot of new guys on the staff, a lot of NFL experience on the
Yep.
staff as well. And so excited to see how this plays out and ready to watch some football.
Of course, David Diaz-Infante won a couple of Super Bowls himself as an offensive lineman with the Denver Broncos, beating the Packers and the Falcons in the Super Bowls in the late 90s with John Elway at the helm. And look, I talked with him earlier this week, and he said it's been an interesting challenge, and it's gone better than he could have imagined. He really likes the group of young men that he has.
Yeah, they got a great group here. He's also joined by Thurman Moore.
Yep.
He has worked for many teams in the NFL, including the Rams, Raiders, and the Niners, and served as the Buffalo Bills defensive coordinator, and also trains NFL players. So they have a great coaching staff here, and they got a great group of guys, and hopefully they can put it all together this season.
Yeah, I was asking Coach Diaz-Infante about what was it like putting this staff together. And he said the number one person he wanted to hire was Thurman Moore. I mean, all the experience you mentioned, being a defensive coordinator in the NFL. He's coached in the NFL. He's coached in college. He coached, actually, Diaz-Infante's son at Brophy. And he said he called Thurman Moore, and Thurman said, I'd be there tomorrow. And so someone that he really wanted to have on this staff, along with Tony Santos, another guy that he thought was a must-hire for Bellarmine football.
Yeah, they got a lot of guys here. Another line to follow, Parker Threet, senior quarterback, really taking the reins from Nate Escalada. Him and Nate kind of switched off last year, but this is Parker's job this whole season, and hopefully he can have a good year, and it's looking really good.
So it looks like the Bells will be kicking off to start the season. They got one of the best kickers in the country in Connor Tripp, a guy who is a top 30 kicker in the country, and a guy who can certainly play Division I football.
Yeah, Connor Tripp was actually preseason All CCS.
Yep.
So there you go. He's pretty good.
And Tripp is number 7. He will boot it away. Couple of guys back deep for the MA Bears. It looks like that's William Roberts. Is that number 10? And number 25. They don't have a listed 25 on their roster, so opening season. Jaden Monroe, number 16, is the other guy. So number 25 was not on their roster. We apologize. We can only hope for our sake that number 25 is not a big factor in this game.
I think they just announced it as Ada Monroe.
That might have been 16 because that's Jaden Monroe.
Oh.
But no, I couldn't quite hear. We'll have to get with Mr. McChrystal at the first quarter break.
Yeah, we need some more clarity from that guy.
Yeah, I mean, they changed their roster this week. Their Max Preps roster has changed a couple of times this week. So bear with us. It is high school football. And info sometimes can be a little spotty. But here we go. 2023 season underway for Bellarmine. And Tripp gets a good leg underneath it, and that will be a touchback through the hands of the returner. Be a touchback for Menlo-Atherton.
And here we go. Bellarmine defense coming on the field, taking the first series.
Their starting quarterback, Xander Eshelman, is actually a Sarah transfer, number 2. So certainly familiar with Bellarmine. Bell's defense takes the field. Henry Clark, that defensive line with Noel Diaz. They will be multiple on both sides of the ball. We might see 4 down linemen. They are a base 3-4 with the possibility of 4 down linemen. Tom Riley, the other defensive lineman. Trips to the near side here for Eshelman. on 1st and 10 from the 20. They're going to hand it off up the middle. That's Mordecai Lange getting a good gain of 8 yards.
Yeah, that was a nice run. Missed tackle on the front end, though.
The guys out there defensively for the Bells. The secondary, DJ Dunn, along with Declan Tejada, number 16. Also in that secondary, you've got Zane St. Laurent. Number 30, Billy Ladd. Give you the linebackers on the next play. 3 wide. The tight end in there. Going to be a screen toss out to the near side, and it is caught, and here's going to be a first down. Nice catch and run for the Bears, and that's number 5, Angelo Marin.
Yeah, quick screen pass out to the flat, and did a good job getting around the defender there. Picks up the first down.
Marin, a 10-yard reception. It's 1st and 10 from the 38. MA on the move. Just about a minute gone by here at San Jose City College, the traditional home of Bellarmine football. Mordecai Lange up the gut, off left guard. He'll get about 3 or 4 before a host of Bells bring him down. First guy to him, Declan Tejada.
Good swallow up there. Not letting them get enough a lot of yards. Missed tackle on the front end, but a good swarm by the rest of the defense.
Defense rallying. 3-yard gain makes it 2nd and 7 from the Bear 41. Menlo-Atherton preseason number 20 team in the Bay Area News Group Top 25. Bellarmine not in the preseason Top 25. Picked to finish 7th by the Mercury News. And yes, David Diaz-Infante, he loves it that they're being underrated this year. Lange again. He gets tripped up a couple of yards shy of the line to gain. In on the stop there, Jacob Tatum, who earned some praise from Diaz-Infante and our coach's call this week. Be about 2 yards short, gain of 5 for Lange. He's got 16 yards on 3 carries unofficially to start. We got a 3rd and 2. What do you need to see from the Bells here on 3rd and short, Joe?
Yeah, interesting combo. Obviously, puts defense in a tough spot. Run or pass. Looks like coming up with 4 receivers, so possibly a pass, but we'll see.
3 receiver set.
Showing
Eshelman
blitz,
out of
and
gun.
they bring him.
And they stop Lange. Noel Diaz there. Big play, getting help from Declan Tejada. And it's going to be a loss of 1 on 3rd down. That'll make it 4th and 3. Decision time for Chris Saunders, the head coach of MA.
Yeah, that was, they showed pressure and they brought it. And they closed those gaps, and good swallow up for a loss.
Well, it doesn't look like it's going to be much of a decision for Chris Saunders, the 4th-year head coach. He's keeping his offense out there. 4th and 3 from the 45. They need the 48. Big play for this Bellarmine defense. A little more than 3 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. 4th down for the Bears. Eshelman back to pass. Pressure up the gut, and the pass is dropped by Lange. Credit Ben Coulter for getting to the quarterback, Eshelman.
That was awesome. Looks like they might have been trying to set up a screen pass, but the quarterback could not get it away in time. And good defensive stop, and that's a big play early in the game. Could be a momentum swinger. We'll see how the offense responds.
Well, I asked David Diaz-Infante who has stood out to him. The first guy he mentioned said Ben Coulter. He's a guy who has been a leader for us in training camp. The senior showing that leadership right there. Pressure up the gut. A little A-gap blitz. And it works perfectly for the Bells as they take it over on downs, and they are in Bear territory. Ben Coulter, one of those linebackers. Josh Aguilar, another. I'm sorry, Joe.
Yeah, here we go. Offense on the field. Parker 3 at quarterback.
PT 3. Parker 3 out of the gun. Zane St. Laurent in motion out to the far side for the Bells. The toss is to Reese McKeever. And McKeever, takes 3 guys to bring him down as he burrows his way to the 41 for a gain of 4.
He is a big guy. Bringing Reese McKeever down is not going to be an easy task. Yeah, he looks like he's going to be the front runner for running back this year for varsity, and he's looking pretty good.
6 foot, 205-pound junior. Oof. Yeah, strong dude. Saw it right there. Pistol set this time for Parker 3 and the Bells. Out near side, Dominic Grizel, a couple of guys in motion. Christian Duarte being one of them, Joe Fuqua the other. He tight end for this team. McKeever, and again, carries a tackler forward. Devin Hyde, the first man to him, gets a gain of 2. That'll bring up a 3rd and 4.
Little weak side run. McKeever picks up a couple. Big third down here, though.
Not indeed.
Not in field goal range yet, so they would have to pick this one up here.
They're going to give him 3 on the play, so 3rd and 3. This is probably 4-down territory if it stays 4th and short. Potentially 5 wide this time for the Bells. 3 back to pass, looking downfield. He's flushed out of the pocket, throws on the move, has a man. Now, was that caught? No, it was trapped by Duarte. Good effort by Christian. Couldn't quite come up with it.
Yeah, Parker tried to evade the pressure. He did a really good job and just a little short for Duarte.
And David Diaz-Infante, first 4th and short situation. He's going to be aggressive.
Yep, did not look like there was much decision there at all.
Oh, you know what? They're bringing out Connor Tripp, excuse me.
Oh.
And look, he said he's comfortable out to 50 with Connor Tripp. He's got quite the boot. This is 55. Whew. All right, Connor. Show us what you got.
Off, yeah.
A 55-yard field goal attempt and a timeout's going to be taken by David Diaz-Infante. They might have had just 10 guys out there. I think that's why they called timeout.
Oh, yeah.
You saw a guy rushing out late, Nico Tatum, a little late onto the field. So they do burn a timeout. Now, you'll be fine doing that in the first half. Something you wouldn't like to do in the second half, though. 7:20 to go in the first quarter. We are scoreless. What do you make of the first 4 minutes and 40 seconds of play, Joe?
Yeah, going back and forth, obviously. This field goal would be huge, though. This just get the first points out on the board. And, I mean, this could be a real confidence booster for the Bells. 55-yard field goal is no joke, even in the NFL. And so this would be pretty awesome if Tripp could get this one to go in.
Now, my day, I remember seeing Juan Gambo, who's a year older than me, kick a 50-yard extra point. Made it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A lot of penalties?
A couple of personal fouls. Well, let's see a 55-yard field goal attempt. Snap a little high. Driven by Tripp. It's got the distance, and he split the uprights. Connor Tripp from 55. That would have been good from 60.
That was incredible. That is a good way to start the year off as a kicker right there. You'd love to see it.
Welcome to 2023 Bellarmine. How about that? A 55-yard field goal from Connor Tripp, the senior.
Might have been the most exciting field goal I've ever watched in high school football.
I have not seen a 55-yard field goal in high school football. I mean, that had room to spare, Joe.
No, he definitely could have gone a little farther.
And you know that puts a little inkling in the back of that Menlo-Atherton defensive mind that, all right, hey, if they get inside the 40, they are in scoring territory.
Yeah, no, that's a big advantage for the Bells. It's always nice to have a good kicker.
Whew.
And
is it?
Man, 55 yards. That's just saying that number in my head.
Yeah.
That is a big one.
7:15 mark of the first quarter. The Bells go up 3-0. Kevin Anna, Joe Giacalone with you here. Bells will have McClymonds next week at home. Then one more non-league game on September 8th in Danville against Monte Vista, ranked in the Bay Area News Group Top 25 before they open up WCAL play at Valley Christian on September 23rd.
Yeah, always good to get those preseason games in, just get warmed up, get ready for the real season.
Of course, a great year for Bellarmine last year, winning CCS, winning NorCal, getting to the state championship. That almost went through the uprights there from Connor Tripp. I mean, kicking off from the 40, that's 70 yards. And that went about 68. Man.
So yeah, Kevin, who's a player you're looking to watch in this game today specifically?
Well, you know, Ben Coulter, he's already made one big defensive play. Curious to see Reese McKeever as a running back. We've seen him get a couple of nice carries. Yeah. Then Zane St. such a big target to have as a wide receiver at 6'2", 175. I think he could be an interesting player to watch as well.
Not too involved on that first drive. Hopefully we can see some more of him.
But, Joe Fook was the guy who figures to be involved in that side of the ball, the tight end. Tatum brothers should be fun to watch. Nico, Jacob. Eshelman out of the gun here. 1st and 10 from the 20. Back to pass Eshelman. Flushed out of the pocket. Throwing on the move. Has a man, and it is caught. That was nicely done. A 10-yard gain after the tackle there for Josh Aguilar. On the reception was Owen Van Lobensells.
Yeah, Bells brought pressure up the middle, and defender was coming in like a rocket. Great job by the quarterback evading pressure, getting that first down. That easily could have been a sack.
So Eshelman 2 for 3 for 20 yards. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Van Lobensells in motion. Screen toss out to Angelo Marin, I should say, and he is met by 4 blue shirts. Leading the charge, Josh Aguilar there. Help from Declan Tejada and company.
Yeah, that was a great rally to the football. This Bellarmine defense, as you've already seen, has a lot of speed here, and they're showcasing it early as we go this first quarter.
Bring up a 2nd and 7 from the 33. Coming up on the midpoint of the first quarter, 4 12-minute quarters in high school football. Good student crowd on hand here at SJCC. Eshelman.
Linebackers are showing blitz, now they back off.
Pressure up the middle from Jacob Tatum. Eshelman's going to take off and run. He might have a first down. He slides about a yard short. Or are they going to give him the 40? They're going to give him the 40. Looks like he'll have enough for a first down.
Yeah, MS Sedline wanted the personal foul on the Bells, but did not get it.
Yeah, it did look like a defender.
Oh, it looks like
hit him.
Nope, looks like it was a little short.
I mean, they needed the 40. He's
3rd centimeters.
Nah, now they make the signal.
Oh, there we go.
Took a while, but they got it to him. 7-yard run for Xander Eshelman. Sarah transfer. He's a junior, 6'2", $180. 5:08 and counting. Up to the near side, Alec Marshall, tight end who has college interest, number 85. He's 6'7", 230. And they're going to look his way on a jump ball, but well defended by Billy Ladd. And I don't think that was catchable. I think that was going to be out of bounds anyways.
Yeah, that was great defense. But, yeah, not a great throw. But definitely has the size advantage on Billy Ladd. So that's a matchup to look at on the wide out right out there.
Yeah, if you get one-on-one coverage with a guy who is 6'7", you're going to take your shot. Billy Ladd, by comparison, 5'11", 180. I mean, yeah, that's not small, but
not too shabby.
But he's given up 8 inches. So 2nd and 10 from the 40. 4:46 to go first quarter.
There Ladd goes lined up on receiver again.
Marin in motion. Handoff Mordecai Lange. Nowhere to go. Tom Riley smothered him.
Yeah, defensive line so far is holding its own against the Menlo-Atherton line. Had some good early stops here.
16 yards on his first 3 carries, Mordecai Lange. -1 yard on his last 2. We got a 3rd and 10. Chance for this Bellarmine defense to get off the field. 4:10 to go. Clock running. 3 receivers set. Eshelman looking over the middle.
Ooh, good
and
pressure.
Aguilar forces the fumble, and it's recovered by Bellarmine. Oh, it looked
What a play.
like Nate Bateman got on top of the football.
Yep.
And the Bells have it.
Number 31, there you go.
Nate Bateman, the junior, with the fumble recovery as Aguilar flushed Eshelman out of the pocket. Now, I couldn't quite tell if Aguilar actually got a piece of the ball or if Eshelman just dropped it, but it was because of that Aguilar pressure. And the Bells, again, will start their second possession in Bear territory.
Yeah, they've had great field position here. And, again, this is looking awesome as this first quarter goes on for the Bells. Get nice short fields to work with, and they just hopefully can capitalize with a touchdown this time.
PT3, 3 out of the pistol. Fuqua in motion to the left. Handoff McKeever.
Oof.
Nowhere to go. That was blown up nicely by the Bears. Big fella inside, stopping him. That's number 78, Amaloni Mohetau, the junior, 6'1", 377.
Yeah.
Big kid.
Yeah, line just completely stuffed that one up.
So that's a loss of 2.
As big as McKeever is, that guy was bigger.
Yep. They have a couple of big dudes pushing 380, 390. Obviously in football shape as well. Mohetau, nice play. Brings up a 2nd and 12, or 2nd and 13. I'd say it was a loss of 3. Screen tosses Zane St. Laurent. And he's able to move it forward. Gets tackled by Paul Tuilakitau.
Good first reception for Zane. And he's got a good mix of that catching, but also yards after catch. Got that build. He's got that speed. Definitely a receiver to watch for the Bells.
I'll bring up a 3rd and 8 from the 37. Call it.
Big conversion here.
3. High snap. Pressure up the middle. 3 on the run. 3 throwing on the run and just through the hands of his intended target, St. Laurent.
Yeah, it looked like there the Bells were also trying to set up another screen, but did not form it. That's the second time they've kind of had a screen blown up. And let's see, will Coach Diaz go with Tripp again?
Tripp's coming out there. He hit from 55. I think this would be a 54 or 55-yard attempt again, depending on where the holder is. So yeah, that's going to be 55 again. Parker 3, the holder. You do have the threat of a fake field goal with Parker 3 as your holder.
And he's got a couple people back there to deter that.
All right, that has the distance again. And this time he's wide left.
Ooh. That had the distance again, though. That was another one.
Yeah, he hit that a mile, just a little wide left. But hey, you'll take 1 for 2 from 55 yards.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what team is going to start getting the offensive momentum first. MA had a couple first downs on their last drive, but, you know, for the most part, the Bells haven't really gotten to move the football very well, even though they've had great field position. So we'll see how that develops throughout the game.
Yeah, they do not have a first down. They do have the 3-0 lead. This game's been played pretty much right around midfield for the most part.
Yeah.
So MA will have it 1st and 10 from they're backing them up here. Oh yeah, with the missed field goal, you take over at the 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, different rule in high school.
Here we go. Bears trying to get a good drive going. Not great field position, but that's all right. They can make that work. We'll see if the Bells can stop them.
The running back, Eva Ama, number 22. Play action over the middle, pass a little too far in front of Marin for an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 with 2:15 to go.
Yeah, you know, that play would have worked pretty well. They had 2 receivers on our side, and they had Jacob Tatum covering the flats and Billy Ladd looks like covering the deep third, so that slant route was open. Did not connect, though.
Yeah, just didn't quite have the touch on that pass. Fired it in there. I needed taking a little off it. Ladd, the corner on the far side for the Bells. Matched up with Alec Marshall. Eshelman looking that way. Pass might have been tipped. Came out a little wobbly, but incomplete. looking for Marin again.
Yeah, that was good defense, though, by the corner and Kieran Lee. Secondary.
Kieran Lee, number 21 for the Bells. Safety, junior. 6 foot, 170 pound. Defensive back. Got off the field on the last 3rd and 10. The strip sack of Eshelman. See what the Bells defense can do this time. Eshelman, screen toss over the middle. Has Ama. Ama has the first down. Tripped up by Coulter, but not in time. That's a gain of 11.
Yeah, MA did exactly what the screen was supposed to do, lure the defense in, and running back had room to work. Good pickup there.
We go inside 2 minutes. Ball at the 31 of Menlo-Atherton. Bellarmine 3, MA 0.
Again, both teams having a hard time moving the ball early at this point.
And we're going to have a stoppage of the clock here. 1:44. Exactly
Looks
sure
like
for what.
Somebody's knees were not covered. Yeah. Looks like Kieran Lee's knee pads were not.
Oh,
over the
okay.
knee. Another high school rule.
Gotcha.
And there we go. Knee pad timeout.
Something you don't see at other levels. And we're back at it. 1st and 10 from the 31. Handoff, Ama swallowed up in the backfield. Jacob Tatum takes him down for a loss, or excuse me, was that 54? Henry Clark, rather.
Yep. He was not going anywhere. Henry saw that all the way.
And not 24, that's 54. Henry Clark, a nice job in the backfield there.
Yeah, Clark played outside linebacker for JV last year, got pulled up to varsity, and now a defensive end. And looks like he's doing pretty well in the position so far.
Loss of 3 on the play makes it 2nd and 13.
Bellarmine showing blitz here. Back off.
I'm going to run with Ama again. This time he has a lane. Almost fumbled. Aguilar puts the hit on him. He was there along with Nico Tatum.
Not really sure why he tried to stretch the ball out there, but
yeah,
could have been bad.
Not close to a first down. Give him 5, makes it 3rd and 8. 2 carries, 2 yards for Eva Ama, along with a 11-yard reception on a screen toss on 3rd and 10. Could be the last play of the first quarter here. We are inside 20 seconds, clock running. And the Bellarmine defense come up with a stop here on 3rd and 8.
That would be nice coming in the second quarter.
Eshelman sacked! First guy to him was Luke McNeil, and he was finished off by Noel Diaz.
There we go.
It'll be 4th and long, and when we return to action, the Bears will have to punt. A big loss of 10 yards on the sack.
Well, that was great. They brought McNeil in a blitz, and yeah, just did not get picked up, and Noel finished him off. But that's exactly what you love to see. You know, the Bears are at their 23-yard line. They got to punt it coming in the second quarter. This could be a turning point in the game. We'll see.
We'll take a quick timeout. Bellarmine up 3-0 against Menlo-Atherton.
Here the bells come again. Great field position at their, let's see, at their 47-yard
Yep.
line.
This is the first time they've started on their half of the field with the football.
That's not even that far. So hopefully they can capitalize, get some
Yeah.
more points on the board here. As much as we love 55-yard field goals,
Yeah.
a touchdown would be awesome.
Now that's kind of the good news, bad news. You're up 3-0, but you've had great field position. You probably feel like you should be up more than 3-0 at this point. 9 seconds into the second quarter.
Trying to sort something out back here. On-field discussion.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a sideline warning here to Bellarmine. I mean,
Getting a little too rowdy over there.
yeah, perhaps a little too into the game. I don't think you mind that if you're David Diaz-Infante, as long as it doesn't cost you 15 yards. Brazil in motion. Flag on the play. Big run for Reese McKeever. This might be coming back. He is going to get a good gain of about 7 yards, but we'll see what the penalty is.
That's the first flag of the game.
Yes, it is. You're right, Joe.
Pretty game, so.
Penalty-less first quarter.
See, that's
Now, illegal motion on the bells. So, 5-yard penalty.
let him back a little. Still first down. But again, kind of been a reoccurring theme throughout the whole first quarter and a little bit of this quarter, seconds we played. Not a lot of offense on the other side of the ball.
The 1st and 15 from the 42. They need the 43 of MA. Empty set here for 3. Man in motion, Luca Pavone. 3. Gonna try to tuck it, and he gets sacked. Devin Hyde with the sack for Menlo-Atherton.
Yeah, did not have, tried to scamper out of there, but could not find lane.
6'5", 230-pound junior comes up with a big play. And that was a loss of 6.
Yeah, the Bills have some make-up here.
Yeah.
2nd and 21.
Long way to go.
Another empty set.
10:55 clock running, second quarter. 3 out of the gun. Looks over the middle, and it's picked off. And room to roam here on the interception. 3 with a nice tackle, but reading that one the entire way, Oscar Flood from his free safety spot, the senior, picks off 3, and the Bears are in business.
Yeah, great field position again. Kind of been a theme at the Bellarmine's 33-yard line here.
We'll see what the Bears can do with it here. 10:39 to go in the first half. And the Bellarmine defense has stood tall to this point, Joe, and they're going to need their best series of the season, albeit it's 14 minutes old, but they're going to need their best series right now.
Yeah, this is it. Now, obviously, momentum's on the MA side now after that. They want to capitalize on it too. But the Bellarmine defense, as you said, Kevin, has played very well up to this point. So, see if they can continue that trend.
Eshelman with Mordecai Lange to his left. Goes back to pass screen. Toss is picked off right back. And it's the big man inside, Noel Diaz, with an interception.
Wow.
Huh.
You love to see the defensive lineman interceptions. And he's going to remember that one.
Yeah. I mean, it was thrown right in his breadbasket. Didn't have to do much there, just good pressure. He's made some big plays. Finished off a sack of Eshelman. Of course, the interception there. He's been in the backfield. He's gotten past The offensive lineman he's needed to beat. It was a big first half here for Noel Diaz.
He is going to be a playmaker this season. Who would have thought the first interception for the Bellarmine season would be by defensive lineman?
Yeah. So that series lasted all of one play. The toss out to McKeever, he's got a couple of yards, and he gets stood up at about the 45, gain of 3 for Reese to bring up a 2nd and 7.
It looked like he had a little room there, but got stuffed up pretty quick. MA was not having that. It's a few yards.
10-12 to go in the second quarter. Get Luca Bavone in, replacing Duarte.
Yeah, Luca Bavone, slot receiver, really shifty. So, just to see if they try to run some jet sweeps or quick slants with him because he has the footwork to get a lot of yards after the catch.
Junior, 5'8", 145-pounder. McKeever behind 3 in the pistol. They hand it off to Reese and tackled from behind by Kyrie Jett, number 57.
A little bit of a high snap, but they got it out.
Yeah. It's going to be a gain of 4 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3. McKeever, 5 carries, 11 yards.
This is a 3rd down conversion you would really love to have as the Bells.
The Bells, they only have 10 yards of offense right now. So this will, give your defense a rest a little bit. Keep them fresh, move the chains, put the pressure on Menlo-Atherton here. It's going to be a handoff again. McKeever never had a chance.
Wow.
A couple of guys there for MA. Appears to be number 45, Jaden De La Fuente, with help from 56, Paul Tui Lakitau.
Yeah, Bellarmine trying to get a ground game going. 3 runs on that play drive, but just didn't have it.
And they got 6 yards out of it. So Connor Tripp will boot it away. He's hit a 55-yard field goal, missed from 55, but had the distance. And back to return is number 25. And I checked with Patrick McChrystal, our public address announcer. Not on his roster either.
Oh, wow.
So we got the mystery man.
That's how we'll address him.
Yeah. Incognito back there. Not talking about Richie.
Yeah, well, good news for the Bells. It does not look like Jury on Dickey.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Of course, that's who they ran into in the second half of the season opener last year in a 48-34 loss. There were certainly some feelings had about whether he should have played in that game or not.
Yeah, no, it was
depending on who you ask.
Just watching the game, and I remember one of his touchdowns, he just caught a slant route in the middle of the field, and there were plenty of defenders, you think, like all around. You thought, and he just dusted all of them.
Dickey's a special talent.
I know.
Why he's at the Division I level right now.
Yeah, it was incredible. You hated to see as a Bell fan.
Yeah, no, he was a special talent. Awesome. MA's always had a really good program. Wasn't trying to take a shot there at all. Just you would get some no comments on that game if you ask people around the Bellarmine staff. So here we go, 4th and 4. Tripp, high boot, almost blocked. This is going to take a very nice Bellarmine bounce. And this will be a punt inside the 20. It'll be down at about the 11. So that's a 41-yard punt, no return, net 41 for the punt. High school football, that's pretty good.
Take it. But for the first time in this game, a team has not amazing field position here.
First time a team is starting inside its own 20. It's officially a 40-yard punt. They down it at the 12. 8:01 to go. Like the Salt Lake City area code. Home of your Utah Utes.
Here we go. We'll see what MA can do with this drive again. Out of the bunch. Not a lot of offense.
Yeah. Mordecai Lange is the back alongside Eshelman. They've rotated him and Ama back there. Screen toss out to Marin. And gets held up nicely by Billy Ladd. That allows a couple of teammates to track over to him and rally to the ball. Aguilar and Tejada finishing off Marin, but credit Ladd there for hanging on to Marin.
Yeah, that was a great job. You know, Ladd had a blocker in his face and managed to shed him and keep a hold on the receiver for the help to come. Can't ask for much more as defensive coordinator.
Third reception for Marin, all out of screen tosses. He's amassed 17 yards. It's 2nd and 6 from the 16. Marin in motion this time. Gonna hand it off to him. Breaks one tackle, gets maybe a couple before he runs into Ben Coulter. But big 4th down blitz, quarterback pressure. That'll be a gain of 2 for Marin on the ground that time.
Yeah, just a good swallow up by the Bells. Looks like we got a 3rd and 5 coming up here. Then get a stop.
Down. Ball's at the 18. They need the 22. Scoreboard says 3rd and 5. Really, it's 3rd and 4. Bellarmine showing an A-gap blitz, and yeah, they're going to come up the middle. Oh, what a catch by Alec Marshall. And that's why you have him out there. The college-bound tight end almost certainly makes a big catch, and that goes for 16 yards.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, him and Ladd, that matchup's going to be a good one on that one. Got free on the slant just enough with that big frame of his to pull in the catch.
I was looking at David Diaz and Fonte's goal sheet. They want to limit the big plays, which they consider a 16-yard pass or a 12-plus yard rush. That was exactly 16 yards. Biggest play of the day for the Menlo-Atherton offense. 1st and 10 from the 34. Back to pass, Eshelman. Short drop. Takes off. Escapes one tackler. It's taken down by Tatum. Nico there, and then also Duarte. He had a gain of 7 on the play for Eshelman.
Yeah, not a lot downfield, but uses legs, and it's a pretty good gain here on that 1st down play.
He's got 3 carries for 13 yards and a fumble that was lost. 5:39 to go in the 1st half. It's 3-0 still Bellarmine. They won a game 3-0 last year. Sure, they'd like to score more than 3 points this time. Tipped at the line of scrimmage, and Coulter almost got there to pick it off. That'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, there might have been like 7 Bell players, quarterbacks right
Yeah.
there. He was not going that one.
And if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up.
Yeah, the 3-0 victory for Bellarmine last year against Reardon.
Yeah. Up in Reardon, if I remember correctly. It's under Jalal Beachman. Signed back in March after 3 years, leading this team to a NorCal championship and nearly a state championship, up 20 in the 2nd half against Laguna Hills. There'll be a flag on this play. See if this is a false start. This would really be detrimental to the Bears.
They've had a good little drive going.
Yep, it's not going to be that. It's going to be offside. And so instead of 3rd and 3, it'll be 1st and 10. 2nd penalty on Bellarmine. Cost him 10 yards. That was a costly one there at that.
Yeah, and we'll see. They put together a couple of good plays. And again, this game has not had a lot of that. So we'll see if they can continue that streak.
Ball's at the 46. Back to pass, Eshelman. Throws over the middle, has Marshall into plus territory and gets tripped up by Jacob Tatum.
Great tackle.
After a gain of 5.
Yeah, there would not have been much help behind Jacob there.
Yeah, he needed to make that play.
Just got his ankles enough.
2nd and 5 from the Bellarmine 49. Clock inside 5 minutes at 4:45 and running. Receiver in motion again. Van Loben sells, and Eshelman dropped to a knee. And, of course, once you have a knee down with the football, plays dead. It's a big loss of 5. Bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it's definitely not what MA wanted there.
No.
Got themselves in the foot.
So this gives the Bellarmine defense a little more life here. 4:12 to go in the first half. All teams with the 2 timeouts. At their disposal. Clock goes inside 4 minutes.
We'll see how the team decide to manage the time.
They might call timeout here. Yeah.
Yeah, like it.
Like with the way that this half has gone, like you can be asking a lot of the Bellarmine offense to take it down the field. If you keep the clock running here, give it to them with under 3 minutes to go down and score a touchdown.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, this is the time, if you're Bellarmine offense or MA offense, when you really want to show up here, closing the half out, and, you know, getting a score before halftime for either of these teams would be so huge, just because there has not been a lot of offensive scoring going on.
What's got to be the focus for the Bellarmine defense here on 3rd and 10?
You know, they've done pretty well bringing the pressure, but MA has got them a couple times doing that with a screen pass, getting some positive yardage. So I would not be surprised if they brought pressure, especially like through the A gaps, bringing the linebackers, make it a little harder on them, bring it up, but we'll see.
The regulars going out there, Tom Riley. See Luke McNeil, who got in on a half a sack earlier. He and Noel Diaz. Diaz back out there. He had the interception. Josh Aguilar.
Nate Bateman, looks like.
Yeah, Nate Bateman, who had the fumble recovery. Declan Tejada, Ben Coulter trotting out there. 3rd and 10 here for the Bears from their own 46. Looking to prolong this drive. They got 1 timeout remaining. Eshelman, 3-step drop, looking over the middle, and that is through the hands of his intended receiver, number 6, Aaron Becker, and falls incomplete. 4th and 10, and you would imagine that the Bears would punt here. And, yeah, they are bringing out their special teams unit.
Yeah, it was good defense by Bateman. Low throw as well, but good job sticking with him on that slant route. Such a hard route to cover, especially as a corner or a safety for that matter, but he did a good job there. And Bells are getting the ball back with 3:38 left, and we'll see if they can put anything together.
Yeah, 2 timeouts. They don't have a first down yet, and I remember. So Mulcahy won't boot it away. Aiden Mulcahy gets off a good leg here.
Pavone.
And Luca Pavone will fair catch it at 20. That was a 34-yard punt, no return. So they got 3:31 to go down the field. Try to pad the cushion a little bit before the break. All right, so offensively, what can Bellarmine do a little differently here to get things going?
Yeah, they obviously want to start passing the ball. They don't have a lot of time to run the ball with McKeever. They've kind of tried a bunch of different things on offense. They've tried to go more run heavy. I think they've had some drives where they try to pass it more, but you know, I think they would go for a more receiver approach, but we shall see as they have 2 tailbacks right now.
Beaver being one of those. Play action 3.
Uh-oh.
Sidewinding throw. Oh, nearly caught by Grizel. Kind of trying to get his Patrick Mahomes on there.
He almost succeeded.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have gone wrong. That could have gone really wrong for the Bells there. It could have been a big loss, but thankfully Parker, the guy he is, got it out.
3:23 to go. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Through the incomplete pass. 3. Surveying the scene. Takes the snap. Throws Oh, nearly caught. Well defended. Looking for Zane St. Laurent. Great coverage on the play.
Yeah, didn't have a lot of safety help, so it was pretty much Zane in that corner. And Zane looked like he beat him pretty well, but the safety came down really nicely and broke that pass up. Can't ask for a lot more than that.
3rd and 10.
Still do not have a first.
Yeah. Thanks to Connor Tripp, they have a 3-point lead. 5 wide this time for 3.
A big one here.
High snap. Parker deals with it well, but he is going to get sacked. And ran into a couple of guys in particular, Mohe Tao and Tui Lakatau, bringing him down for the sack. A loss of 2 on the play. That'll bring up 4th and 12, and Connor Tripp will be out again.
Yeah, that looked like that was a busted protection by Joseph Pascal, 6'3" senior, and Parker just had nowhere to go.
4th and 12, 2:45 to go, clock running. Tripp will boot it away. Standing inside his own 10, punt coming from the 18. And picked up and smothered is the returner. Wow. Charles Swall coming up big there along with Bennett Anderson, number 71.
Heat-seeking missile right there.
Yeah.
Defender could barely, or returner could barely pick it up.
That's our mystery man, number 25. Ball going to be right at midfield with 2:26 to go.
Here we go, a recurring theme throughout this game. Good field position. Can the offense do anything about it? Would imagine if the Bells kind of go into halftime the way it is now, the offensive coordinator might have some choice words.
Yeah. I think Bellarmine would take being up 3-0 going into half at this point.
That's a good point.
But yeah, no first downs, not ideal. Alec Marshall on the reception, hurdling a defender, spins forward inside the 40 for a first down before he's brought down by Charlie Noller and Ben Coulter, a gain of 11 right there.
Bells had a couple chances to bring him down, but just not really great tackling on that play.
Marshall is quite a load. They're at 6'7", 230.
And they trying to run, hurry, quick offense here.
Eshelman
Targeting
throwing deep, looking for Marshall. Oh, nearly came down with it just out of his grasp. Glad in coverage. But oh, that was put in a pretty decent spot. Tough catch to make for Marshall, but nearly came up with it, incomplete.
Yeah, the Bells loaded the box there, and it was Billy and Marshall one-on-one on that side. Billy was going to have no help, and they nearly took advantage of that matchup. Drop pass by Marshall.
1:58 to go. 2nd and 10 from the Bellarmine 39. Deepest into Bell territory they've gotten in a while. That'll be over the head of Jaden Monroe. Didn't really have a chance there. Zane St. Laurent in coverage. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it was an okay throw, but should have been a little lower. Here we go. Another 3rd and 10, 3rd and long. Not a lot of movement.
About 54 remaining. Eshelman, 5 wide. Back to pass. Diaz. Oh, the shovel toss. Marin gets brought out of bounds about 3 yards shy. It'll be 4th and 3. Heads up play by Ben Coulter.
Yeah, Bellarmine looked like they had him in the backfield, but the quarterback just threw a little pump fake and got him in the air and was able to scramble out.
Got Diaz in the air. 4th reception for Marin. 4th and 3. Minute 46 remaining. He got out of bounds. Clock stopped.
Special, man. Bell's bringing the blitz.
And Marshall comes down with it. What a catch.
Great catch.
inside the 25. That'll move the chains, and the Bears, the furthest they've forayed into Bell territory. That's a gain of 9.
And furthest either team has really gone on their drives.
Yep.
Really. We'll see.
4 receptions, 41 yards. Bellarmine's going to have to take a timeout. They had 12 men on the field.
Charles Swall was trying to scurry off.
Yeah.
Not want to take any chances.
A minute 41 to go. Bellarmine 3, Menlo-Atherton nothing, and this is really kind of a gut check time, Joe, for this Bellarmine defense.
This is it, yeah. I mean, obviously not a lot of scoring, and so, you know, MA's put together a pretty good drive. It kind of started off a little rocky, but they got some breaks, kind of a little self-inflicted by the Bellarmine defense here, and so this is where they got to stand strong because they do not want to give up a score going into halftime because that could change the whole game.
It really could, especially when you haven't produced a first down.
Exactly.
And might not be a whole lot of confidence right now on that side of the football, but that could change at halftime.
Yeah. We'll see, but the Bellarmine defense would love a stop. At the very least, just hold them to a field goal.
So here we go, out of the timeout. Both teams with 1 timeout remaining. 1:41 to go in the first half. Eshelman in the empty set. And he's going to be dropped for a loss. Swall, the guy who had to run off the field last time with a big sack, then helping to finish off Eshelman was Henry Clark.
Yeah, that was, again, heat-seeking missile right there. He was not slowing down. And that's big for the Bells. 2nd and 21 for Menlo. Makes their job a lot harder.
It's a loss of 14 on the play, or loss of 12, I should say.
That was exactly what they needed.
From the 35. Oh, and if that was complete, they could have had a lot of yards. They had Lyman out blocking. That was design right there. Good design play from MA. Just couldn't come up with a catch. Marin there.
Another screen pass and almost worked again.
Offensive line that time letting the lineman rush through. And that set up pretty well.
That's got to be pretty scary as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Got to get that ball out, but
timeout called by Menlo-Atherton. It's a 3rd and 22 from the 35.
Yeah, so I don't think they would be in field goal range. So if I'm Menlo-Atherton right now, I'm just trying to pick up enough yards to be able to attempt a field goal.
Well, yeah, if they're going to go for it 4th and 3 from the 32, I would imagine they're not going to kick it from 50, what would be a 52-yard field goal attempt. Not every team has Connor tripped.
No, they do not. So, yeah, I think they're going to just try to get some yards, not necessarily the first down, but enough to be able to kick a field goal, tie it up, and have it tied up going into halftime. But if the Bellarmine defense could get another stop or a negative play, I mean, that would be pretty big because then you can't really do much as Menlo. We'll see what happens here.
Big play coming up, 1:05 to go. The Bears are out of timeouts. Bellarmine's got 1. Lengy in the backfield. There's a false start. Yeah, you look on the far side of the field. Number 6, Aaron Becker moved. Be the first penalty against Menlo-Atherton.
Yeah, that was not good timing for the first penalty. That sets them back even farther. Makes their job to get that field goal range even more difficult here. And we'll see. They plan to go with here, but makes their job a lot harder.
3rd and 22 becomes 3rd and 27. They're all the way back at the 40. They had gotten as close as the 21. Or 23, I should say. And Lobensel's in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Lange. Try to get some of that yardage back. He'll get 6. A 4th and 16. Swall with the tackle. bring up 4th and 21. Yeah, 4th and 21.
Yeah, it's Menlo just trying to get some yards on that play, and got a few, but still out of field goal range. So looks like we're gonna see a punt potentially coming up.
Bellarmine's using its last timeout here. So they do turn it over on downs. 56, it'll be about 50 seconds. Wherever it ends up being. But
yeah, judging how the Bellarmine offense has played so far,
yeah,
I don't know. That might not be enough time. Stranger things have happened.
Which makes you wonder if you try to really pin them deep if you're Menlo-Atherton, try to get a couple of points.
That's true. Yeah, just get them back there, and they can't really do much about it.
Yeah, it depends how much you trust Mulcahy to try to cough and corner one.
Like they're keeping the offense out there, though.
Yep. And it's 4th and 21 from the 34. They need the 13. Another 4th down attempt for Chris Saunders in this Menlo-Atherton offense. Out of the gun. Looking deep. Eshelman's going to take off, and he's going to be dropped by Swall. His second big tackle of the series. About a 2-yard gain, and Bellarmine will take over with 49 seconds to go.
Yeah, there you go. Good play by Swall, but again, Bellarmine, they've had good field position this whole time. This is okay field position. They only got 49 seconds and no timeouts to drive it down the field. So I expect a lot of quick passes, a lot of movement trying to get back on the line. We'll see if they can come up with anything here.
The offense just hasn't produced a lot thus far. See if that can change here going into halftime. Get a little mojo going into the second half. Parker Threet, very capable, looking downfield. Oh, just over the head of Grizel. He got a fingertip to it, a nicely thrown ball, but it just kind of turned over the wrong shoulder there.
Yeah. Thought it was the inside shoulder, but ended up coming on the outside shoulder and could not make the adjustment in time. But he might have scored a touchdown on that pass.
Yeah, that was well thrown.
That's going to be one they're going to regret coming in the locker room.
44 seconds to go. Second down, 10. And Threet's going to get dropped here. Kyrie Jett, huge sack. He's just got to make sure he holds on to the football. Lakatow also finishing him off. And I think if you're Bellarmine, if you don't have to snap it, don't. After that loss.
That's just kind of been a reoccurring theme this half. They have that near completion, the Grizel, for a big gain, and, it looks like they're there, and then get large loss on that second down. It's like Parker's coming off the field.
Yeah. Might have taken a knock there. 7 seconds to go.
Like that's Nick Weber coming
Nick
in.
Weber's the backup quarterback. He's going to come out there for a snap. Figure you just run this one here. Get yourselves into halftime. Maybe even take a knee. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not too much good can come out of 3rd and 23 from your own 19.
Definitely don't want to try to do too.
I think they want to, they reset it to 13 seconds. Make it 14. And, yeah, it looks like they're just going to take a knee here. Smart thing to do if you're Bellarmine. Neither team with a timeout. And Nolan Keith, the center, will get it back to Nick Weber. He takes the knee, and that'll take us to halftime. So the Bell's up 3-0 after 30 minutes of play. Kevin Dale alongside Joe Giacalone. Joe, great having you on for the first half. Any final thoughts for you before we hand it off to Matthew Sue?
Yeah, obviously first half was a lot of back and forth, but not with scoring, with good field possession and then quick drives and Wasn't a lot of offensive production. Defensive coordinators will probably be pretty happy, but offensive coordinators and just the offensive game in general has not been great thus far. So we'll see if that changes the second half. Yeah, it was really fun to be here.
All right. 3-0 Bells at the break. We'll come back for the second half in about 15 minutes.
Good evening, folks, and welcome back to San Jose City College here in San Jose, California, for the game between the visiting Menlo-Atherton Bears and the Bellarmine Bells. I'm Matthew Saw alongside Santa Cruz Warriors broadcaster and Bellarmine alum Kevin Dana, checking in here before the start of the second half.
Well, Matthew, it was an interesting first half. I mean, Bellarmine they were 1 for 7 passing, Parker 3. They had minus offense, basically. Didn't get a first down, but they have the lead.
It just seems like one of those games where it's going to be a, grinded out, very low scoring type of game, battle of the defenses. And we've seen battle of the defenses so far between the Bears and the Bells.
Yeah.
Both giving up 1 interception as a turnover, and also the Bears fumbling the ball. So Menlo-Atherton set to kick it off to Bellarmine, as Bellarmine deferred in the first half to the second. Menlo-Atherton getting ready to kick it off for the start of the second half of the season opener here at San Jose City College.
And they keep on putting more time on the clock. High school football, they put 15 minutes on the halftime clock. That expires, and they put like another 3 minutes on the clock. And I felt like they put even some more time on the clock after that.
I think the fans are anxious to see
Yeah.
Bellarmine score and put up the first touchdown of the season.
First touchdown of the David Diaz Infante era as well.
Looks like the refs gave the kicker the signal to go. Aiden Mulcahy, the senior for Menlo-Atherton. He's back and ready to kick it off. There's the whistle.
Finally, Matthew, we're ready to go.
Here's Mulcahy on the kick. And the second half is underway. And here's fumble by the returner, going to take it out to about the 25-yard line, and Bellarmine will start at the 25 with Parker Threet and the rest of the Bellarmine Bells offense.
Turned out to be a decent return there.
Off a little fumbled punt return.
Yeah, Luca Bavone is back there, looked like number 18.
Junior this year for the Bellarmine Bells and just got called up from JV last year. Here's Parker Threet out of the shotgun. Reese McKeever by his side. Here's a snap. Quick handoff to McKeever. McKeever's going to cut his way for a few yards. And a nice little gain on that first play of the second half.
Oh, some good, tough running there from Reese. The first guy tried to arm tackle him, and you can't arm tackle Reese McKeever. And so, he gets 7 yards on the play. It's their most positive play from scrimmage all game long. 7 yards.
So 2nd down and 3 for the Bellarmine Bells. Here's Parker Threet in shotgun formation. Here's the snap. Another quick handoff. Looks like a draw this time. McKeever's going to fight his way through and find a hole to the outside. And he's going to get to the 45-yard line. Menlo-Atherton 45 for a huge gain.
Yeah, that is a gain of 19 or 20 yards, depending on where they end up putting the football. They're going to drop it to the 46, so 19 yards there. But again, you can't arm tackle Reese McKeever. He's just too strong.
He's too big, he's too physical, and a tough runner. Looks like he's being subbed out of the game real quick to get a little breather on the sidelines. And so far, a good start for the Bellarmine Bells to this second half.
Yeah, first down comes on the first series of the second half.
It looks like Bellarmine going with 2 running back set. Here's Threet in shotgun, snap, quick handoff to Morgan Flores, 2nd string running back for the Bellarmine Bells. It's going to get a quick gain of 3.
Yeah, first time we've called Morgan's name today.
So it looks like Bellarmine wanting to start on the ground, play conservative for the first few plays. As Parker Threet, we mentioned, 1 for 7 in the first half of the game. So
has an interception.
We'd like to see him get started soon. Catch a little heat. Here's Threed in shotgun. Here's the snap. Hand off to McKeever. McKeever's going to bounce outside. He's going to make a man miss and take it all the way down to the 31-yard line.
Look, it's just sometimes you got to absorb some body blows in the first half. Yeah, maybe 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and then that 3 yards turns into 8 yards, which turns into 12 yards, and it looks like Reese has his legs underneath him right now.
So another first down for the Bellarmine Bells, finally looking to gain some momentum in this game. Here's Threed in the backfield, and looks like a stoppage of play.
Looked like there was a bear that was down momentarily to a Lakatau. I'm not sure if he was injured. There has been a stoppage of play. But how about this? Reese McKeever, his first 6 carries went for a total of 10 yards. His last 3 have gone for 38.
And that just shows, I mean, you know, he didn't play on varsity last year, so this is his first real game on the varsity level, and looks like he's starting to slowly get comfortable as the game progresses tonight.
39 yards over his last 3 carries. Gave him an extra one.
So a short timeout for Menlo-Atherton.
It might have been an injury timeout because they haven't been docked a timeout on the scoreboard.
Here's Threed. Looked like a little jump. Here's a quick snap to McKeever again, and he's going to find a hole and push his way through.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think you deviate from this. You obviously give him a breather time, hand it off to Morgan Flores, let Parker do his thing. But I think it's a heavy diet of number 6 here in the second half.
It looks like now there is an official injury timeout for Menlo-Atherton.
The Bear lineman, I think, is cramping up. And so, look, if guys are starting to suffer cramps here in the second half, obviously you wish them well, but if you keep on pounding it on the ground, it's going to be very tough for the Bears to stop them. If guys are starting to fatigue, starting to cramp up, second straight play where it looked like a Bear went to a knee, or in this case, cramping up.
So the Bellarmine Bells will get a quick breather on the sideline, huddle up with their new coaching staff this year under head coach Diaz Infante.
San Jose State alum, Denver Bronco.
And
played all over the world, basically, professionally.
And, of course, a Bellarmine Bell alum as well.
He was part of the first CCS title-winning team here in 1981. That was his senior season. I asked him memories of that season. He said, I remember we would sing Another One Bites the Dust after every win that year, and we did it 13 times in 13 weeks. They went 13-0 that season.
I think the biggest thing that he brings to the team this year is his leadership.
Yep.
Was the captain and a huge leader of that Bellarmine Bell team, and at San Jose State was a captain as well. And throughout his career, he developed those leadership skills, and I think that's what drew Bellarmine to interview him in the first place.
Well, that was James Gray who was cramping up. He walked off the field. Clock running now.
Here's Threed. Quick motion. Here's the snap. And another handoff to McKeever. Going to go inside and fight his way for another 7 yards.
But this is too easy. And I don't want to make any sweeping generalizations. But it appears that Bellarmine is a superior conditioned team.
And it always helps when you have Bennett Anderson, the Yale commit, at offensive line for you.
Yeah. Number
71 for the Bellarmine Bells. Just recently committed to Yale in the summer.
Go Bulldogs.
6'5", 270 pounds. The senior this year. Here's Threed. McKeever to his left. Here's the snap. First pass. He's going to go up top to the end zone. And incomplete. Intended receiver was number 11, Dominic Griselge. Senior for Bellarmine.
Look, not a bad time to take a shot, right? We talked about pounding it on the ground, but look, try to take the top off the defense there. That was a pretty low-risk pass. Pretty much, that was a good throw from Threed. Put it where only Grizel can catch it. Worst case scenario, it's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's the snap. 3. Oh, missed handoff to McKeever. He drops it. And Menlo-Atherton's going to recover the ball.
That's the only thing that could stop Bellarmine on that drive. It was a bit of a high snap, so Threed had to adjust, and it kind of threw off the timing of that whole play.
Number 16, Jaden Monroe from Menlo-Atherton's going to get the recovery on that costly fumble on the transaction between Threed and McKeever.
Unfortunately, another Bear is cramping up. But I think, even though that ended in a turnover, Bellarmine found its second half recipe. Give Reese the football.
Give Reese the football. That's probably what they talked about at halftime when they went over the film. Just keep the game plan simple. Pound the rock with Reese McKeever.
I mean, he had 52 yards on the ground on that drive alone. He had 10 in the first half.
So another injury timeout for Menlo-Atherton. It's like cramping again. The trainer is tending to the injured player. And Bellarmine will look to reset on the sidelines. Already huddled around the TV reviewing the film with what went wrong during that play.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of positives on that drive, even though it ended in a turnover. Certainly give Menlo-Atherton something to think about the rest of this game.
So Bellarmine's defense comes on field for the first time tonight in the second half. Noel Diaz, a huge part of the first half success for Bellarmine's defense. Here's Eshelman at quarterback for Menlo-Atherton. Here's a snap. Play action pass to his left, going to hit.
Whoa. Van Lobensel's got upended there.
And he's going to get a nice little 11-yard gain.
Billy Ladd, low man wins, but that was a nice gain there.
So right off the bat, they choose to pass the ball and get an easy first down on that play action to the left, hitting Owen Van Lobensels, tight end from Menlo-Atherton, senior this year, 6'3", 200 pounds. Here's Eshelman in shotgun, directing some traffic for the snap. Here's the snap. Drops back in the pocket. Quick throw. And it's going to be their number 85, Alec Marshall. Their number 1 receiving threat from Menlo-Atherton. Alec Marshall with offers from Portland State, Air Force, San Jose State, Davidson, and University of Idaho. And from what I hear from this Bellarmine Bells team is that he has great hands and he's super tall.
Yeah, 6'7", 230. I think that qualifies.
Here's Eshelman in shotgun again. Here's the snap. Quick handoff. And he's going to be stuffed at the line. And there's a fumble, late fumble. And
Bellarmine's got it.
Bellarmine's going to have recovered.
Well, 2nd and 1, and Bellarmine comes up with a big defensive stop. When they've needed it most, this defense has answered the call this year. After the interception, Menlo deep in Bellarmine territory. First play, Noel Diaz with the interception. This time, they get the fumble recovery, stripping Eva Ama there.
And by the looks of the celebration on the field, it looked like Ben Coulter was the one who recovered that ball. And right away, Bellarmine's offense is going back on the field just after their turnover.
And Ben Coulter would be a likely suspect for a fumble recovery. In the hands he is, the imprint he has had on this game and in training camp. Look, go back to Reese early and often, I think is what you got to be thinking about if you're Bellarmine, considering the success he had on that last drive.
So 8 minutes, 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's 3, 2 wide receivers to his right. McKeever in the backfield. Here's a snap, quick handoff, and another fumble. But McKeever luckily recovers this time, which could have been a costly turnover again for the Bellarmine Bells.
Yeah, that one was on Reese. I don't think it was a decent enough snap.
It just looked like he was focusing too much on getting tackled before securing that ball. Luckily, McKeever was able to quickly get on top of that ball and recover it for a loss of 1. So 2nd and 11 here in the 3rd quarter.
Not necessarily go back to him on this play, but you still want to go back to Reese, get his confidence back up because he was stellar on that last drive.
3 in the shotgun. A pitch
Yep.
to McKeever to the outside.
That
He's going to break a
works.
few. And he's going to get a gain of 8 yards. Taking it down to Menlo-Atherton's 43-yard line.
A decent positive gain there. Kinda get closer to being ahead of the sticks. Look, the handoff wasn't working, so a toss. Get his momentum going. Not
So a
bad play.
gain of 5 yards on the play. 3rd and 6 here. A crucial 3rd down for the Bells. 1 wide receiver to the left, 1 to the right, and
Oh.
looks like a false start.
Grizel went early.
Grizel.
That's a tough one.
So
Third
that's going to
penalty.
put Bellarmine back and negate Reese McKeever's quick gain. 7:08 in the 3rd quarter. Here on opening night at San Jose City College. Quick huddle, and they're back out on the field. And ready to play. Here's Parker Threet looking around to the sideline. McKeever shifts to his right. Here's the snap. Drops back in the pocket, rolls to his right, fires it downfield. Wide open is Dominic Grizel. And a touchdown for the Bellarmine Bells.
Busted coverage there by Menlo-Atherton. There was nobody within 5 yards of Grizel, and Parker Threet threw a strike. That was a beautifully drawn up play, and the Bells executed to perfection.
And Grizel has got to feel good after putting them back 5 yards the play before for the false start, and then getting that wide open touchdown in the busted coverage for Menlo-Atherton, and an easy score for the Bells. So the first touchdown of the Bellarmine Bells 2023 football season goes to Dominic Grizel, senior for the Bellarmine Bells. Here's Connor Tripp to kick the extra point. Made the 55-yard field goal earlier this game in the 1st quarter. Here's a snap, the hold, the kick is good. So Bellarmine leads Menlo-Atherton 10-0 with 6:53 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
There's an injured Bell on the play. I don't have a number from here, but there's a guy writhing in pain. Hopefully it's just a cramp. You can deal with that, get some electrolytes in you.
Looks like head athletic trainer Mark Moreno's out there, tending to his injured player. And you got to think some of these injuries are because it's the first game of the season for these guys.
Yeah.
They did play in a scrimmage last Friday, but scrimmages are just
Ooh.
not the same thing as.
That is a big cramp. And I don't see a number from here. I'm not sure you'd be able to, with the binoculars, Matthew. I'm not sure you able to see one. Yeah. So we can't tell you who it is yet. Look, everyone's cramping up, and
It looks like it's actually kicker.
that's what I
Connor
was
Tripp.
thinking, because I didn't see number 7 come off. I didn't want to say that until we had confirmation. Well,
So he's limping off the field, which is not a good sign.
hopefully it's just a cramp.
But Bellarmine's star kicker, number 7, Connor Tripp, looks like he went down awkwardly on that PAT
So
attempt.
they're gonna have DJ Dunn kick. Looks like.
Connor Tripp heading to the sidelines. We hope he is all good. Here's Bellarmine on the kickoff. He's going to send it more like a squib kick down
Not
to the
bad.
10-yard line. It's got the distance.
Ooh.
Here's Angelo Marin on the return. And he's going to take it up to the 35-yard line.
Got a flag on the play.
I didn't see.
It
who
was
that was
thrown
on.
near the 40. Not sure if there's a hold on the play. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. 10-yard penalty on MA.
That'll set Menlo-Atherton back 10 yards as Bellarmine's defense looks to wreak havoc again and cause yet another turnover. 6:47 here in the third quarter between the Bellarmine Bells and Menlo-Atherton Bears. 10-0 is the score with the Bells on top. Here's Eshelman at quarterback in shotgun, going to snap it. Quick throw to Owen Van Lobensels, the tight end.
Kieran Lee was right there along with Dunn. And great coverage. No yak there.
Looks like Menlo-Atherton opting to throw the ball a little bit more than Bellarmine to open this second half. Mordecai Lange in the backfield. Here's the snap. Another pass. Quick slant to Alec Marshall. And a gain of 15.
Billy Ladd was right there with him, but when you're giving up 8 inches, and going up against Alec Marshall, not much more you can do.
Yeah, we talked about it. He's super tall, 6'7", 230 pounds, with those great hands.
I got him for 6 catches for 64 yards now.
Wow.
63.
Right. So Menlo-Atherton at their own 40-yard line. Eshelman in shotgun. Here's the snap. Gonna pass again. This time a quick one to Marin. And a loss of 5 yards for Menlo-Atherton.
Kieran Lee, Johnny on the spot. Swallowed him up there. That was very well done.
So 2nd down and 13 for the Menlo-Atherton Bears, as Eshelman will settle back into his shotgun position. Here's the snap. Pass again. Quick screen, running back screen to Lange. And he's going to be eaten up for a loss of 5.
Ben Coulter that time. We've called his name more than a couple of times.
And Menlo-Atherton being unsuccessful on those quick little RB screens a couple times tonight. The first one with the interception. Straight to Bellarmine. So 3rd down and 16. Menlo-Atherton in the huddle, thinking about what to do here. Situated on their own 35-yard line.
Start to really put some game pressure on the Bears here if you force a 4th down.
Eshelman in shotgun. Lange next to him, drops back in the pocket, looking for a receiver downfield, can't find one, and gets hit. And brought down for a sack.
Wow, Josh Aguilar was shot out of a cannon there. I mean, just no time for Eshelman to throw, and you have no choice but to punt. A loss of 12 on that play.
So 3:47 as we wind down the third quarter.
It is 4th and 28.
Menlo-Atherton, Jackson Harding to punt it away. Here's the snap. And the punt. About midfield, takes it about midfield, and it's going to get a generous bounce down to Bellarmine's 40-yard line.
About a 36, 37-yard punt, and a decent punt there, and Bellarmine played that smart. Just get out of the way. You're up 10, just get the football back. And you got to have newfound confidence with this offense after not being able to move the football at all in the first half, no first downs. They've looked a lot better in their first 2 drives in the second half. The one fumble That caused a turnover, but the 44-yard pass and Reese McKeever, the fumble issues aside, looks like he has it going.
So I guess the biggest question now remains, is Connor Tripp going to be able to go if Bellarmine gets into field goal range, or even if they score a touchdown and need that PAT?
Yeah, that's a good question. DJ Dunn took the last kickoff. I think that might be Menlo-Atherton's kicker. Mulcahy, or is that a 19, 14 walking off? Going to get stretched out. Looks like he's cramping up.
Yep. Bellarmine offense back on the field. Parker 3-in shotgun once again. Here's the snap. Quick handoff to McKeever. McKeever's going to take a few guys but get pulled down for a 2-yard gain.
Tuilakatau, we've called his name a lot. Paul Tuilakatau done a really nice job up front for that Bear defensive line. And this is a must-stop drive for the Bears. You're scoreless. You do not want to get down 3 scores. So can ill afford a touchdown on this drive from Bellarmine.
And Bellarmine looking to do quite the opposite. Just take some of that clock off, play conservatively, no turnovers, play smart football, be clean with it. Here's the snap. Parker 3 rolling to his right, looking for a receiver downfield. Can't find anyone, tries reversing. Goes opposite field. Now beating out all of Menlo-Atherton defense and only going to gain 1 yard.
Bellarmine fans want a flag because Devin Hyde pushed him as he was going out of bounds, but I don't think he was out of bounds yet, and that was not a violent push. So I agree with the no flag there.
So 3 not able to get a yard on that play. 3rd and 9 still for the Bellarmine Bells. 2:32 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Here's 3-in shotgun next to McKeever to his left. Laurent, Pavone, and Griselge are the wide receivers on the set. Here's the drop back. Looking for Laurent. Can't find him. Quick shovel pass. Ooh. Finds Pavone. And Pavone's going to get down all the way to Menlo-Atherton 42 for a Bellarmine first down.
Oh, Parker magic there, huh?
Parker magic. This time not with his legs, but with that little quick flip. Scrambles to his left and gets it out just in time.
That was 19 yards.
Luca Bavone, the junior. 5'8", 145 pounds for Bellarmine. Included in that 3 wide receiver set. 3 communicating with the coaches on the sideline. Looking for the play. Communicating it to the team. Here's the snap. Quick handoff to McKeever. McKeever's going to find a seam, and he's going to keep going. He's going to power his way through for what looks like a first down.
Yeah, he's right by the sticks. I think that's going to be exactly 10 yards. And look, the offensive line, this is what they got to love. You're up in the second half, and you're looking to just gash the defense time after time after time. There's a Marshawn Lynch quote about that we can't repeat here, but kind of gives you the point.
Here's Threet and McKeever in the backfield. St. Laurent to his left. Here's the snap. Handoff again. Looks like McKeever's going to get shut down this time by a wall of Menlo-Atherton defenders for a gain of 1.
Tuilakatau again in the thick of things along with Mohetau. Solid play for that Bear defense there.
So Bellarmine looking to keep running the ball through Reese McKeever, their junior running back, who has replaced the great Ben Pfaff from last year's team. It's like a 4 wide receiver set here for the Bells. 2nd down and 10. Here's a snap from Threet, drops back in the pocket, rolling to his right, looking for a receiver downfield, can't find one, quickly shoves it out of bounds.
Oh, looks like he got
And a
Pavone
catch.
or Griselle. Who was
I
that?
think that was Pavone.
Yeah, Pavone.
Pavone on the catch. Great sideline catch. Last minute desperation throw for 3 before running to the sidelines.
You see what makes Parker such a threat for a quarterback, for a defense, right? He just extends plays. Gave Pavone some time to get free there. That was perfectly thrown.
Like a 2 wide receiver set. St. Laurent and Griselge to his right. Breed in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Quick handoff to McKeever. McKeever's going to try and gain a few yards on the play. Looks like a gain of 2. So the clock expiring here with 10 seconds left in the third quarter at San Jose City College. And it looks like Bellarmine's going to let the clock run. And that'll bring an end to the third quarter. Bellarmine up 10-0. Bellarmine 10, Menlo-Atherton 0 at the start of the fourth.
Parker 3 with some more Parker magic, and the Bells lead 16-0. It's about now.
Tripp looking like he's still
Yeah, it's not going to be Connor Tripp.
down on the sidelines.
I don't think it's going to be done either. This will be interesting.
Receiver at University of Oregon now.
So Eshelman out of the gun. Back to pass. Throws it, has Marin over the middle. He gets tripped up in bounds by Billy Ladd. That's a good tackle there to keep the clock running. Be 3 yards shy of first down, so 7-yard gain there for Marin.
Yeah, and it looked like Marin wasn't the intended receiver on that play, but Eshelman quickly saw him wide open and just hit him on that quick slant.
6th reception for Marin. They've only gone for 28 yards. 2nd and 3. 11:05 to go. Going deep this time and well overthrown, but a flag's going to come out. Aaron Becker earns the flag.
That's late.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was catchable. Dunn was the guy in coverage. Looked like it was 5 yards overthrown, but, did hold him. Don't know if he held him enough, but it is going to be PI. DJ Dunn.
You could sense the Bellarmine crowd frustration here at home. Not happy with that late call, and that throw did not look that catchable.
There is a Bellarmine player down on the field, also cramping up, it looks like. There's a difference between practice intensity and game intensity. You could try to, kind of practice game intensity in practice, but you can't fully make it happen in a practice scenario. And that's Dunn who is down. He trots off the field. So penalty's starting to rack up a little bit for the Bells. That was their 5th. It has cost them 40 yards. Bears are at the Bellarmine 40 with 11 minutes to go. Eshelman. Back to pass. 3-step drop. Hit as he throws. Marshall, a diving grab. He came down with it inside the 10. About a 30-yard completion there. What a catch. Ladd was right there with him. But Alec Marshall showing why he's getting D1 offers.
Once again, they're hitting their favorite guy, Alec Marshall. And at first I wasn't so sure that was a catch, but he brought that in, pulled it into his chest, and then rolled over on top of the ball for a huge completion for Menlo-Atherton.
Eshelman going out to Van Lobensel's. He gets wrapped up for a minimal gain.
So 10:38 here. You don't need to score super fast. You don't want to rush and make a mistake in the red zone, but you do want to score a touchdown here.
Yeah.
Although a field goal would be all right, but not ideal.
Yeah. Want to get those touchdowns first. Eshelman. Looked like might have been a hold on the play. Screen toss to Lange, trying to burst through, staying on his feet. It takes about 5 blue jerseys to bring him down eventually at the 2. A gain of 5 on the toss to Lange.
This is where it gets really crucial down here in the red zone to stop the run for Bellarmine. And for Menlo-Atherton, you have to consider both the run and the pass game because it's 3rd and 3, looks like, on the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal on the 3-yard line.
Trips to the near side. Jump ball for Marshall. Comes down with it. What a catch. Touchdown, Menlo-Atherton. Alec Marshall, just too big.
Wow. And Alec Marshall right there on the little 3-yard fade to the left part of the end zone, just showing off his full height with that full extension on the grab, on the jump ball. And a beautiful throw by Xander Eshelman.
8th reception for 95 yards, and that touchdown makes it 17-6 with 9:36 to go. Aiden Mulcahy on for the extra point. It is up. It is good. It is 17-7 now. And some life now for the Bears.
Menlo-Atherton not done yet, and so it's important for Bellarmine on this next drive to make sure they keep that momentum going from their last drive and put up some points on the board.
Or at the very least, keep the clock moving and hold on to the ball for a little bit. Don't want a 3-and-out here.
Don't want a 3-and-out.
9:36 to go in the 4th. Bellarmine 17. Menlo-Atherton 7. Kevin Dana, Matthew Suh with you.
And just, touching on a point earlier you made about the durability of these players and how regular season games are not like practices. I saw St. Laurent and Bavone on the sideline when the defense was on the field just stretching out.
Yeah.
Making sure to stay fresh.
Can't replicate that in practice. That was the word I was searching for about 5 minutes ago. Mulcahy will boot it away. I think it's too early yet for an onside kick. Maybe they try to catch him off guard. Here we go. Booted away. That'll be a touchback. Arms of St. Laurent. 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Bells.
The Bellarmine want to make sure that they play smart football here. Don't give up a turnover and give Menlo-Atherton great position, great field position. Play it smart, take some clock off, and score if you can.
Reese McKeever figures to have a big say in this drive. Hasn't scored in this game, but was huge in the 3rd quarter. It's up to 78 rushing yards. 68 of them coming in the 3rd. He is behind Threet in the pistol. Now a shotgun formation. Moves to the left of Threet. Now behind him. Motioning back. Here's the snap. It is a handoff to Reese McKeever. Jukes his way out of one guy, takes 3 Bears for a ride, and gets the first down on 1st and 10. A gain of 12 for Reese McKeever.
And McKeever just showing that bulldog mentality that he has, just pushing through and not giving up on the play. Even when it seems like it's over, he just keeps pushing, fighting for those extra yards, and eventually had to be taken down by 3 Menlo-Atherton defenders. Setting up the Bells with a 1st and 10.
Actually give him 11 yards. They move it back to the 31. So he's got 89 yards on the ground. That's going to be a false start. Pascale moving. An extra lineman in there. See the 6th penalty for the Bells.
Not clean football,
Yeah.
but it is the first game. These are some things that you want to take away from it and learn from for your next game. But a costly penalty right there by Joseph Pascal. Bringing the Bells back for a 1st and 15 here.
Back to the 26-yard line. Need the 41. Clock moving inside 9 minutes at 8:45 and running. Play action. Looking over the middle. It's picked off. Intercepted. And again, the 2nd interception of the day thrown by Parker 3, and the 2nd interception taken away by Oscar Flood.
Yeah, and a late flag there at the end too. But you could tell 3 kind of had his eyes set on one guy, his guy St. Laurent, and looks like he just threw into double coverage right there. The safety creeping in and taking that one back to Bellarmine's 30-yard line.
And it's a personal foul. I think late hit, his guy was going out of bounds. So you basically go half the distance from 31 out. A 15-yard penalty. It's basically the same thing. They're going to have it inside the 20. And this game has just gotten a lot more interesting.
Time for Bellarmine to buckle down. Bellarmine's
8:30.
defense got to get a stop right here.
Yeah. Started with that false start, forced them into a 1st and 15, try to take up a chunk of yardage back, and now it's 1st and 10 from the Bellarmine 16. The Bears are in business here. Bellarmine had a 17-0 lead early 4th quarter, and the Bellarmine defense has to stand tall here. They have answered the call for the most part in this game. They need a big-time defensive stop. At least hold them to a field goal attempt. Lange the back alongside Eshelman. Play action. They have Van Lobensel's. He's got a 1st down as he is tripped up at the 5. Be a gain of 11 for Van Lobensel's on the completion. A pass from Eshelman.
Nice little play design for Menlo-Atherton there. They had the tight end blocking and then pull out to the right and go upfield for a gain.
8:15 to go. Eshelman out of the pistol. Looking for Marshall, and Ladd was perfect in his coverage there. Draped all over Marshall.
That's great defense right there from Billy Ladd. Step for step with the 6'7" tight end Alec Marshall, making sure that he did not catch another end zone fade.
It was a well-thrown fade, just really good coverage there from number 30, Billy Ladd. 8:04 to go.
5 yards to go before the end zone, so you look to pass or run here in this situation for the Menlo-Atherton Bears.
Yeah, I mean, where they are on the field, clock really not a factor. So the whole playbook open to them. 2nd and goal from the 5. Lange alongside Eshelman. Eshelman's going to keep it, and he is plunging towards the end zone, and he is down at the 1-yard line, they say. didn't get in. It's 3rd and goal from the 1. That's going to eat up another 30-ish seconds. That's a big stop, even if the Bears do score here. And look, time's not a factor now, but you just want that clock to keep on ticking.
That is something I heard after talking to some Bellarmine football players earlier this week. Xander Eshelman, the transfer quarterback, he prefers to pass, but he can run if he wants.
Yeah, started off at Sarah, now at MA. See if he's going to keep it. He is diving for the end zone. Did he get in? I don't see a signal yet. Now there's one. Touchdown, Menlo-Atherton. The Bears are within 4 and potentially 3. 17-13, PAT pending, and still 7:17 remaining, and the Bears have all 3 timeouts. This is a ball game.
Just a Jalen Hurts-like QB sneak right there at the 1-yard line. Just follow your blockers. Just lean in and follow your blockers.
Okay, on for the extra point. The kick is up. The kick is good. 17-14.
Brand new ball game.
Yeah.
Brand new ball game. And once again, you have to emphasize with Bellarmine, play smart football. It's one thing if you get a 3 and out, but you don't want to turn the ball over and give Menlo-Atherton that great field position that they had on their last possession, last drive.
This game is seriously opened up here. The second half. The offenses weren't doing much of anything. It was 3-0 at halftime, but both teams with 2 touchdowns in quarters 3 and 4, and we still got 7:17 to play here in the 4th. A big drive coming up. Good chanting battle going on between the MA fans and the Bellarmine student section.
Neon night here at San Jose City College. Shouting, "We can't hear you," to the Menlo-Atherton visiting crowd.
20 years ago, when I was a sophomore, we were shouting much less PG things, I'll say. Got us in probation.
How Bellarmine has
That's a
changed.
story for off the
the air.
mic, yes. This is returnable here for Bavone. Bavone, good return. And gets it up north of the 25 to about 26, 27-yard line. About a 25-yard return there for Luca.
Nice return for the junior in his first game at the varsity level. Just showing off his quick speed and why he made the 3rd wide receiver on the team.
1st and 10 from the 26. Parker Threets had a great half, but did throw that interception that set up the 2nd Bear touchdown. See if they put it in the hands of Reese McKeever, who's been money this half as well. Here's the snap. Handoff Reese. Up the gut. Gets a couple up to the 28. Middle of that defensive line standing strong there.
McKeever's been great all night, but I'd like to see some design runs with Threet and see him do what he does best.
He's basically had one design run, and it was a 23-yard touchdown.
I'll have to see what Coach David Diaz-Infante calls up.
A big fan of Parker Threet, says he's everything you want from a football player. High character, very good athlete, student of the game, and a good leader. See if he can lead a big 4th quarter drive here. 2nd and 8 from the 28. There's some movement on that defensive line. It's going to be a handoff. McKeever, he's got a hole. He's got a 1st down. And that's going to be a gain of about 15 yards. Call it 16 up to the 44 before he's finally spilled. Big run there for Reese McKeever, who's now north of 100 yards.
And McKeever just showing that big guy energy. 205 pounds and 6 feet, yet he's still so quick and nimble and able to shoot through that gap right there for the big game.
6:08 to go. The Bears, again, they have all 3 timeouts. Bellarmine has 2. McKeever unofficially 107 yards rushing we have him for. 97 of them after halftime. Bavone rushing off the field. Make sure the Bells have 11 out there. Now, Fuqua and Duarte in motion. Handoff McKeever. Reese, another big gain. Staying on his feet. He has 9 this time as it takes a village of Bears to finally stop him as he gets into plus territory. 2nd and 1 upcoming from the 47.
Keep going, Reese. And looks like Reese is going to take a little breather on the sideline after carrying the offense for the past few plays.
And we saw Morgan Flores come on for a carry last time this happened. Now, the Bells are in no hurry here. Parker Threet going back over to the sideline.
Wow, Reese McKeever, 22 carries, unofficially 116 yards on the night.
You had 22 carries, you said?
Yes.
All right, so that's more than 5 yards per carry, 5.2, 5.3 even. 2nd and 1. Try to quick snap it up the middle. Flores gets the job done. I think he's got the first down. He's right there. The line to gain. No, they're going to say, are they going to give it to him? I think they're saying he's inches short. I think you got to measure that at the very least. You got to bring the chains out. That's too close to just say it's 3rd down. Especially, yeah. I think they're going to bring the chains out. I was on the chain gang a couple of times. Did it against McClymonds actually once, who they'll be playing next week. The key is you line up like 5 yards between. You line it up. You either have it on the inside of a 50-yard line or the outside, and you just kind of stick with that. You bring it out to the middle. Luckily, I never had to do a measurement, I don't think. Maybe once or twice.
Yep. I remember doing chain gang as well for Bellarmine versus De La Salle.
Ooh, nice.
De La Salle beat the JV team 54-0.
Bellarmine beat the JV, De La Salle? Or
De La Salle.
Oh, okay, I was about to say. He got it. Morgan Flores got the job done. Moved the chains. Nice job, Morgan. Needed one, he gave him one. Kind of reminiscent of Zach Crockett, former Raiders fullback. The money man in short yardage situation for the Oakland Raiders back in the day, back when I was a Bellarmine Bell. Date myself a bit. From the 46. Clock running, it's inside 4:30. 3, designed run. Want to stay in bounds. He is bulldozed out of bounds, I should say. And clock will stop. Not what you wanted.
Looked like Menlo-Atherton knew what was coming their way this time after Threet took off for that huge touchdown earlier this game.
They are going to give him 1 yard.
2nd down and 9, and the clock is stopped at 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
They have it at the MA 45.
Let's see if they hand the rock to McKeever one more time. Let him cook.
Toss is dropped by McKeever, and he does a good job just to get back on it. That's going to be a huge loss of 9 yards on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 18. And they're stopping the clock because another Bellarmine player, I believe, is cramped up.
Wow.
And all they're stopping it because Menlo-Atherton called a timeout. The scoreboard was momentarily black. 4:03.
Just a little sloppy play by McKeever at running back multiple times tonight, fumbling the ball. Lucky to have recovered this one just as he recovered the last fumble he had, but costly fumble and a loss of yardage for the Bellarmine Bells going to put them back.
The 3rd fumble for Reese. The Bears want 5 more seconds on the clock. They want it at 4:08.
To the Bears, every second matters here as we come down to the wire. 4 minutes and 3 seconds may seem like a lot, but it goes by quickly, especially when you're the team playing defense and just having to play against the run game, stop the run game. So 3rd and 16, what would you do here? Would you pass in this situation, or would you run and try and guarantee that the clock is going to be moving?
I would get Parker out in space, give him the decision. As you know, he can make magic happen with his feet. He's shown a good arm. Yeah, he has been picked off twice. I'd give him the option. Get him out of the pocket. See what play he can make. Big play coming up here. 3rd and 16 from the 47. It was a loss of 7 officially on the fumble. He rolls out to his right. He's looking downfield, and he has nowhere to go. Ooh, he's tackled out of bounds, and the flag comes out. A huge penalty on the Bears. Oh, man.
Reed slow to get up, but he took that hit for the team, took one for the team right there. And it looks like Bellarmine's going to stay on the field.
Yeah, that is a massive penalty.
The crowd at home shouting, "You can't do that." And in fact, you cannot do that. That is a costly penalty for Menlo-Atherton.
15-yard penalty. And it's an automatic first down. That is a killer. And moves the ball all the way to the 40. Just yikes. From an MA perspective.
That's probably the absolute worst thing that could happen there on that play. On the 3rd and 16, 3rd and long. You don't want that to happen right there.
Correction, not an automatic first down.
Like a 3rd and 4?
Yeah, 3rd and 4. So 3rd and 4 from the 40.
See if they do a design run here. That's what I'd love to see from Bellarmine. Give it to 3, keep it in the hands of 3. Eliminate the possibility of a botched fumble with McKeever and take it yourself for the 4 yards.
3. Hands it off. McKeever. He's going to be close. Dives forward. I think he has it.
Yeah, McKeever with that big body of his just pushes over that line of the line to gain.
He needed the 36. They're going to have another measurement here. See if it's 4th down or 1st down. They're bringing out the chains.
Motioning for the chain gang.
They've been busy here. 3:51 to go.
It's a difficult job managing those chains. I remember doing that.
Yeah, I somehow enjoyed it. I think I did it at least once, maybe twice.
I think I enjoyed everything about it except getting yelled at by the referees.
Yeah,
It's a very serious job.
I did it part of a service club. I don't know if they still have that at Bellarmine.
I actually did the chain gang for service as well.
Okay, nice, yeah.
A thing called Bells for Others.
All right, let's see. Big measurement coming up here. I think he has it. Oh, he has it by a half yard. Not even close. Reese McKeever, a big run on 3rd and 4.
That's huge right there. That extra yard just leaning forward, that's huge. Give it all you got, and he got the first down.
So 1st and 10 from the 36. And at the very least, you hope to make the Bears use their final 2 timeouts on this drive with a little more number 6 and number 3. Clock running now, inside 3:50. The Bells will take their time snapping this. Handoff McKeever. Takes good care of the football and carries a couple of tacklers to Ilakatau, Devin Hyde. Devin Hyde on the stop there. It's going to be a 1-yard gain to the 35. And the Bears use their second timeout.
Good stop by the Menlo-Atherton defense right there, particularly Devin Hyde, the middle linebacker for them. Just able to shove McKeever to the ground and get the stop.
Might have moved that ball forward to the 34, either 1 or 2 yard gain, but would you keep it with Reese or would you let Parker take a crack here, or running the football, I should say? I think you're running the football right now, but do you just keep handing it off to Reese, or
I
little
think
bootleg
because,
action,
I
fake
think
the
because the
handoff?
Bells are coming out of a timeout right here, I think they give it to Reese one more time. And if they find themselves in that crucial 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 situation, you get the design run to Threet and run them to the left or to the right. Try and get the first down. And then if you don't, it really comes down to the kicker and his ability to kick far, because it would be about 45-yard field goal.
I don't think Connor Tripp is in a position to kick.
Yeah, it looks like he's limping on the sideline.
Yeah, it's not going to be him. I don't think a field goal is on the board here. You're down to your 3rd string kicker. I think you're probably going for it on 4th down, honestly, if it comes to that.
We treat this as 4-down territory, so to speak.
Yeah, especially where you are. Good thing they don't really need a punter right now, because I don't know who'd be punting. If it would be Bateman or if it would be someone else.
I think live punting is a lot more difficult than kicking off a tee for the start of a game. So luckily, no punting yet.
Clock is at 3:34. 2nd and 9.
Like the head referee having a conversation with
Yeah.
coach on the Bellarmine sideline.
3:33. They move it down a second. It would be nice if we could play ball.
Fans are anxious and on their feet. The student section has been standing this whole game in anticipation of the first home game of 2023.
As has the broadcast crew. We are on our feet here.
Especially in this second half, as Menlo-Atherton's offense picked up. And they've been able to hold Bellarmine's offense.
3:32 on the clock. All right. Play ball. 2nd and 9. Handoff McKeever up the gut. He's going to get maybe one. Did he fumble? No, they're going to say he was down. Menlo-Atherton. Thought they had a turnover there.
So that really brings that crucial decision making into order now. 3rd and 9 for the Bellarmine Bells. What do you do here? Do you pass or do you run? You want to keep the clock moving. Menlo has 0 timeouts left, so
I run.
Keep the clock going, and then
I run to keep the clock going. And also, look, I'm probably running twice here. You're at the 34.
Don't have a kicker with the
range. Like Parker has been good throwing the football, but he also has thrown 2 interceptions. I think you just keep it on the ground. Take this as close to 2 minutes as possible. Rely on your defense.
Unofficially on the night, Parker 4 for 12 with 81 yards passing.
A touchdown and 2 interceptions. Also has a rushing touchdown. All right, 3rd and 8. And again, the Bears out of timeouts. I think objective numero uno, stay in bounds here.
And keep that clock running.
Let's see if they go play action, maybe try to go for the jugular here, but the run game has worked so well. A couple of guys in motion, Fuqua and Duarte. They will hand it off to McKeever. McKeever trying to bounce it to the outside. Kyrie Jett's going to swallow him up.
That's a key stop for Kyrie Jett, and you can see he's hype on the sideline,
That's nice
as
play.
he should be. Menlo-Atherton getting that crucial third down stop that they need, and really that puts Bellarmine in a bind here.
Here's the thing, 4th and 11. Normally, you'd punt in this situation, but you're down your top 2 kickers. You really have, I mean, depending on how much faith you have in Bateman, he's kind of getting ready to go at midfield. He did have their last kickoff. I think, yeah, they're probably just going to call timeout themselves here, take this down to 1 on the play clock, call timeout, then really think about what you want to do.
No easy calls for Coach Infante in his first game coached for Bellarmine.
He calls it a 2:25. I mean, what would you do here, Matthew?
4th and 11 with my third string kicker as my replacement punter. I think I'd go for it here.
Yeah,
and just play it safe. No turnovers that are taken all the way back.
Yeah. I mean, since the clock is going to stop on a turnover on downs anyway, I would open the playbook up a little. I'm not saying I would throw it, but I'd say like there's a greater percentage possibility of that happening.
100%. I do think in this situation I would opt to throw.
Try to
just
pick up the
because
first. Yeah.
if you do run the ball and you're stopped short, you take maybe 4 seconds off the clock, 4 or 5 seconds. If you pass, you're able to get that first down. You're able to really run the clock and bring this thing down.
You get a first down here, you can't quite ice the game, but you come darn close to doing it. It's usually it's about 2 minutes for a full set of downs to go through. You'd have a first down at about 2:18. You'd leave them with well under a minute, probably under 30 seconds to go the distance, basically.
And I think Bellarmine knows that, and Menlo-Atherton knows that, and the crowd knows that, and this is probably the biggest play of the game right here.
Yeah.
4th and 11.
Perhaps some time for some Parker magic. 4th and 11 from the 37. Threed is back to pass. He's looking for the home run ball. He's looking for Zane St. Laurent, and there's going to be a flag on the play. Pass interference, it appears, and that could really come close to icing the game for the Bells.
That's a huge play right there. Great thrown ball by Threed, giving Zane St. Laurent the chance and ability to go up and make a play on that, and he just had no chance because the defender was on top of him the whole time.
Now that's as good as a completion. First down, Bellarmine on the penalty. 2 huge penalties against Menlo-Atherton on this possession. The 15-yard personal foul hitting Threed out of bounds, and then the PI here that'll give Bellarmine a 1st and 10.
It's a tough blow for Menlo-Atherton. One of the worst ways to give up that first down right there, not even giving your defense a chance to get a stop, but giving Bellarmine that automatic first down.
2:19 to go. You figure that MA will get the ball around 19 seconds, 20 seconds left if it's just kind of kneeing on the football. So they are going to still try to get some yards. One more first down, and it's a good night, Irene. McKeever up the gut. Most important thing, holding on to the football. Reese is going to get a couple there. 2nd and 10 from the 20. 2nd and 8 from the 20.
And looks like Bellarmine's going to run this down to the 2-minute warning.
And no 2-minute stoppage in high school football.
So it looks like there's no stoppage.
2nd and 8. Clock is under 140 now. It's McKeever again. McKeever holding on to the football. They whistle the play dead. Be another gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Really, at this point, McKeever's goal is to just lean and plunge through that defensive line and get as many yards as he can and then go down, making sure he secures the ball and keeps that clock running.
1:05 to go. McKeever, a 100-plus yard half, a 100-plus yard game. 53 seconds to go.
Looking for his first touchdown.
Hand off McKeever. Just trying to hold on to the football. He'll get another yard. And they can take this to about maybe even 5 seconds or so.
So if you're Menlo-Atherton, you're just looking to get that one shot, one Hail Mary chance, and you're praying for a miracle.
20 seconds to go. Believe the Bells do have to run one more play. No stupid turnovers here, and should have a win.
No false starts.
And you know what? They don't have to snap it. That'll do it. The Bells win their first game under new head coach David Diaz-Infante, holding on to beat the number 20 team in the Bay Area News Group preseason top 25, 17-14 over Menlo-Atherton. What a win for David Diaz-Infante and the Bellarmine Bells, Matthew.
29 carries for Reese McKeever, 122 yards unofficially tonight. He was the big story of the game for the Bellarmine offense, and then the Bellarmine defense doing things right, forcing turnovers. Noel Diaz, a big part of that, and a great win for Bellarmine's first home game of the 2023 season.
Yeah, really well-executed game. Yes, there were a couple of turnovers. The defense was great, though, in the first half, really coming up big. Got to give some shout-outs to Noel Diaz, Ben Coulter, Billy Ladd making some big plays. The list goes on and on. That defense shutting them out in the first half really kind of helped set the tone for this game and shut them out through the first 3 quarters.
And Parker Threet, not the biggest game with the arm for him, but still able to hand the ball off and do some things, lead the team and lead the offense through this win tonight. A gritty win, but a good win for Bellarmine.
So they improved to 1-0. Let's see if that puts them in the Bay Area News Group top 25. They were picked to finish 7th in the WCAL out of 8 teams. David Diaz-Infante liked that his team's being underrated in his eyes. He says, I love it. And look, I think they took some people by surprise tonight for sure across the Bay Area. This is going to raise some eyebrows. They win this game 17-14. Now they get ready for McClymonds, try to build more momentum heading into WCAL play.
I think this win was huge for the momentum builder and to learn from. You got to learn from your mistakes. And the biggest takeaway from tonight was how your defense showed up and how Reese McKeever was able to run the ball. And also the penalties. You got to clean those up. You got to look at the negatives and the bads and fix those throughout the week. But once you address those in practice, I think you're going to be looking pretty solid against McClymonds next week.
All right, well, that will do it for us. Big thank you to our entire crew led here by Andrew Enriquez, Brad Lindeman, the staff facilitator of these broadcasts, for Matthew Suh, class of 2024. I'm Kevin Dana, class of 2005. We'll catch you next Friday night. Bellarmine McClymonds in another big non-league game. We'll catch you right here on YouTube. Have a good night, everyone.